Welcome to Black Ribbon Studio. My name is Denise, and I want to thank you all for tuning in, and thank you all for your support. I'm sure most of you know that I mentioned in my last video that my daughter, Tamika, is not feeling very well. She's been in the hospital for a while, and I will give a short update about that at the end so that if that's not something you want to hear about, you can simply click off and that'll be just fine. I do want to thank everyone that reached out to me and my family with your really kind words of support and comfort, whether that was in the comments, by email, by regular mail. I appreciate all of you, and thank you for letting me cry. Now today, I have a finish, I have some whips, and I want to talk a little bit about Stitchmaynia. So we're going to start with my finish, which I did show on the last Flosstube, which is one of the set of 3 Christmas ornaments that I'm making. The sweet treats, and here's a picture of them all. If you remember, I have finished the snowman, and now I have just completed the peppermint candy, and I'll be moving on to the Christmas tree. So let me show you the complete and finished candy, peppermint candy. Here it is. I think it turns out lovely. I love it. And yeah, I can't wait to turn this into an ornament. That's gonna be so cute. So that's my finish for this week. Now, as for whips, I'm going to share with you Snow Pals, which I am still working on. And as I've mentioned before, I am giving myself up until Christmas to stitch this. So I am in no real hurry. Although, let's face it, it's the end of May, right? Okay. So here it is. That's what it's going to look like when it's finished. And this is where I've gotten so far. Let me just get this out for you and show you that this is how far I've come. Now, honestly, guys, I don't think this looks very much different than when I showed it to you last time, because I pulled this out to stitch on it, and if I got 10 good stitches in, I was lucky. I'm not sure exactly what happened that day, but I fully intended to stitch, and before you know it, I had only 10 stitches in, and that was it. It was the end of the day. So that's Snow Pals, and of course I will continue to work on that. The next one is This House is a Mess. And this is by Alaton Embroidery on Etsy. And let me show you that I was able to make some progress on this. When I showed it to you last time, I had really stitched the tops of the words here. And I don't think I had started this flower, but as you can see, the flower has come along really nicely. And so this is turning out to be a really fun stitch, and I'm stitching this on 14 count black Aida. Also, I did some work on my long dog sampler, which is crossword. And if you remember, please excuse me, if you remember, this is part of the Long Dog Leap Day Stitch Along, which technically means I have 4 years to finish it. Of course, I'm looking to finish it much sooner than that, but I love that this, no pressure. And I'll show you my progress on that. And when I started it, let me point that out to you guys. Okay, that was upside down. Okay, so when I started it, I started out using this very carefully chosen variegated floss. However, once I started working with it on this fabric with this pattern, I decided that I really didn't like it at all. So I went ahead and I frogged all of this that I had done and started over with a different floss. And I like that a lot better. So what I think I'm going to do is continue with this floss color and do the separations between the words. I'm going to continue with the variegated floss. I do like the way it looks together. So on the picture, you can see how the letters are all separated in boxes. So I'm going to continue to do the boxes in the variegated floss. I think I'm going to like the way that looks. Stay tuned and you can keep up with the progress. Now, I do have some acquisitions. Last time I really wanted to show you last time I really did mean to share with you guys my new scissors, but since then I've gone ahead and I bought another pair, and I got these from Everything Cross Stitch. So here's the first pair that I bought because, hey, pink polka dots, that's so me, and it comes with this little case because, yeah, these are really sharp. They work really well. I love them a lot. And then I went back to Everything Cross Stitch and I saw this pair in blue. Let's see if I can get it good without the light blaring on it. Blue. Can you see that, guys? There you go. With polka dots. So that's really cute too. I'm really enjoying my scissors. I want to perhaps have a good pair of scissors in each one of my project bags, so I don't have to go searching around every single time I pull out a project. So that's those. And I ventured into the world of Q-snaps. So let me show you what Q-snaps look like in case you're not familiar with them. And what it is a frame that you put your project on to stitch on it. And it's got these holders on it to keep your project really nice and tight. And so if you don't know, I have always ever used hoops to stitch. I've never used anything else, but I thought that it was important for me to try out the Q-snaps because when I was working on the Long Dog sampler crossword, I didn't like the way it looked when I was using 2 strands of floss. So then I started using 1 strand of floss, and I didn't like that either. So, you know, as I often do, you know, I was talking with some friends about, you know, what could I do to improve this? What could I do to make it better? And someone suggested that I learned to railroad my stitches and that it may make a big difference in my project. Well, let me tell you, I did learn how to railroad my stitches, and now I'm loving it. And I thought at the time, well, in order to do that, I would probably want something more substantial, I guess is the word I want to use, to hold my project so that I could really concentrate on making the stitches in that railroad fashion. And so what railroading is, guys, for those of you who don't know, you know, you make the X's, you know, just like you're sewing. You go from in one hole, up through one hole and down through the next. And sometimes what happens is that causes your floss to tangle, well, not tangle, twist. And so that twist sometimes can make your stitches look a little not very neat. And you want your stitches to kind of be more flat. Well, at least I did. And so when you railroad, you pull the needle up through the one hole, and then you put, when you're going down into the next hole, you actually put your needle in between the two strands of floss, which makes them lay much flatter, much neater, much nicer on the fabric. I am loving it. I think that everything I do from now on, I'm going to be railroading my stitches, because that bumpy look just bothers me. I just really don't like it. And so I am sold on railroading my stitches, and I'm really happy with my Q-snap. Now this one is an 11-inch frame, which seems to be really perfect for the things that I'm currently working on. And they do come in other sizes. So you might want to think about investing in a Q-snap. Doesn't even really cost a lot of money. So I have that for you. And I also, in acquisitions, I did finally receive the floss for the Feels Like Home Stitchmaynia Stitch Along. Aren't those colors beautiful, guys? I love it. I mean, I really, really love these colors. And as I pointed out to you before, these colors is probably the main reason that the chart even caught my eye. I was just in love with the colors on it. And so, yeah, I'm really happy that my floss finally came in. And I did order it from Everything Cross Stitch because, you know, as I told you before, the floss pack was out of stock for so long on Fat Quarter Shop that I just didn't think I could wait any longer. However, let's talk about Stitchmaynia. Now, I did tell you that this is my very first Stitchmaynia. Stitchmaynia is about starting new projects during the month of May. And since this was my very first Stitchmaynia, I chose to start one project in the month of May to see how that went. And that was, of course, the one that I got from Fat Quarter Shop, the Feels Like Home. But guys, I am claiming it as of today a Stitchmaynia fail. I got my floss. I got it at least a week ago, if not more. I still haven't started. Granted, we still have a few more days left in May. So all I can do is ask you guys to wish me luck. Hopefully, I will get started on this chart before the month of May is over. But you know what? Of course, at the end of the day, if I don't start, it's not the end of the world. But it's what I want to do. So wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck. Now, I want to announce to you that I have a blog. I have a blog, guys. I've never mentioned this before. And that's because I started this blog about 2 years ago. I have no idea what I'm doing. It is called Joy of Bliss. I will leave a link to it in the description box below. I encourage you to come, give it a read, see what you like, and let me know what you think of it. Keep in mind, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I thought that I would go ahead and share it with you guys. I'm trying to pick back up on this and start blogging more regularly. So I'm really anxious to see and to hear what you guys think about my blog. Of course, if you have any suggestions about it, that would be great too. And again, it's called Joy of Bliss, and I will have that linked in the description box below. Now, don't forget that I'm still doing a monthly random act of kindness. Hopefully, I'll be back with a video about that in a few days. I just want to leave you with some words of inspiration. And these are just words for you to keep with you during your week that hopefully will make your week a little bit better. You should tell people how important they are to you. Always. So until next week, guys, I want to wish you health, happiness, and good crafting days. And now, more than ever, remember love.